with Central Virginia's most accurate forecast. Meteorologist Carrie Rose.
Good morning. Still need to update you on our wind chill threat. This is for you folks into the northern neck and just north of Fredericksburg. Still have that wind chill advisory in effect for you this morning. But this is the bigger headline. While you were sleeping, this happened. All of Virginia, the entire Commonwealth, is now under a winter storm warning. That's what this pink color means. That means that the time to take action is right now. You've got all the way through lunch break today, folks, especially in central and eastern Virginia, to prepare for the approaching snowstorm. But let's talk about what it feels like if you have to get out and get going for this morning, even on the holiday. Feels like it's 2 in Fredericksburg. Wind chill is down to 2 in Richmond and even 7 in South Hill. But the temperatures themselves are cold enough to cause significant pipe problems if you haven't been letting them drip through the overnight period. I know I made sure mine were dripping before I left for work this morning. 12 in Louisa and Richmond, 15 in Petersburg. It is 11 right now in Bon Air and Mechanicsville, 10 in Ashland. But it feels even worse if you get just a whisper of a breeze. These are your wind chill values right now. Feels like it's 1 below in Verina, Mechanicsville, and also heading up on north side. This is that deep cold air mass that's in place all across the entire eastern half of the region because of that high pressure. But this is the storm system that we're tracking today that's going to cut across the southern states and keep us on the cold side of this system, at least almost all of Virginia will be. And you may be looking at this and thinking, oh my gosh, Carrie, the snow's already here. But let me tell you, the air is still very, very dry. So we've got to get through the first half of today before we can see that atmosphere, what we call the column, the air up above our heads, saturate enough. And here's why. Look at this dew point. It's way down to -4. That means that this is still very dry air, relative humidity even below 50%. So we've got a ways to go, some ground to make up before we can see this air saturate enough to allow that precipitation to come out of the cloud and survive down to the ground, which should be happening smack dab during your evening commute. I've got a 100% chance of snow by 6 o'clock, and you know those temperatures down in the low 20s means it's sticking on the roads, on everything. So let's pause the clock right here. This is today at 2 p.m. Snow's moving into western parts of the state, and it expands over all of central Virginia by 6 p.m. This is clear out to the eastern shore, folks. So for your entire Monday evening commute, it is going to be a mess. We're talking about moderate to periods of heavy snow occurring, but honestly, the heaviest snow is going to happen between 10 p.m. tonight while you're sleeping overnight. Here we are pausing the clock at 11, and through about 3 a.m. The low pressure passes off to our south and east. While it's doing that, this pink here, that's sleet mixing in with the snow, and that's likely going to impede some of your snowfall potential if you're Petersburg, Williamsburg, and Point South. So when's the snow wrapping up? Around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and by 9 a.m. we're done. Okay, so here's the potential snowfall that we're talking about here. Because of the sleet that will mix in with the snow, that's going to significantly lower the snowfall potential, especially the closer to North Carolina you are. I think in the metro we are going to be in that 6 to 8 inch range for snow, but again, the farther south you get, you may get into just that 4-inch snowfall range as that sleet messes up your potential for accumulation. And oh, by the way, quick mention here, Wednesday, we get another round of some passing snow. We've got that in the forecast there for Wednesday. Behind this on the heels, we're talking dangerous cold like we haven't seen in 15 years, folks. 15 years was the last time that we got down to 0 degrees in late January of 2000. Reba's looking at that, shaking her head like, what? All right, well, let's get on to our update on traffic now with Kristen.